he has to stay. It's as simple as that. Let me ask you a question about Mo Salah here, though. Listen, and maybe the trophies you win this year are going to change your thought process. But if he leaves and you struggle to replace him, as you said, you've got to find that aggregate. You've got to find the goals and the assists. Could you argue it would have been better to have accepted the 150, 200 million pound bid 2 years ago and use that money to replace him? Or are the trophies that you're about, well, you're at least going to win one this year, which is the Premier League. You've won it already. Is winning this season's Premier League worth that money to you? And which way around do you look at that? Because you are right, replacing him with someone like for like may end up being too expensive with the other holes in your squad. Do you wish you'd sold him sooner? Or was it always right to keep him, in your opinion?
It was always right to keep him, and it was the one time in recent memory that FSG put football before business. Because we could have got offered a little bit more than that 150 as well. I'm sure Saudi would have went up more. Salah is the most in-demand player for the Saudi League. But he is also our best player, our most consistent player, and he's shown this year he's the best player on the planet. We put football before business, and he's got us a league title, which means so much because we'll actually touch any sort of wood, be able to celebrate this as fans with a parade and everything, and actually get to enjoy this one. So that means an awful lot, and it's, you know, a record equaling title as well. So that's worth it for me. Plus, if you want to put your business hat on, Salah's won us how many points this year in both the Premier League and Champions League? How much prize money is that worth? Does Brian Mbeumo, as much as I think he's a decent player, do that? I don't think so. So I don't think it was the smart move to sell him a couple of years ago, and I do wonder how we'd go about if he was to go replacing him. Because I can see the Isak point, but like finding a creative winger, there just aren't them on the market.
Red Gorilla here says we will get Isak and Kirkes and squad players for the CM and CB roles.
What do we do for right back then? Bradley, and then when his hamstring goes,
who goes on the right wing?
I'd like to think it's Salah.
Like, would you Harvey Elliott out there?
I was going to say, it's got to be...
It'd be Chiesa, or you'd keep Diaz and play him off the right if you weren't going into the market.
Right.
Like the squad can't... I also don't think this squad can take losing...
Oh, he's saying Salah stays. Salah stays.
The squad couldn't take losing two of the three big guys. I think we can afford to lose one, or we could survive losing one. But if Salah and Trent went, I think that'd be a bit too much. Especially because of the standard that they've got. I get the football over business side of things, but if you were to lose all three, it's the money you could have got for them all a couple of years ago. That's the thing, because replacing them is so hard because all three of them are world class. And you know, if you were actually to go out and sign a world class right back, a world class centre back, and a world class attacker, you are looking at £300+ million. Like it's as simple as that. The Trent one's funny because I looked at
250 maybe.
There's no the right back market's horrendous. The right back market is so bad in terms of options. Like Kyle Walker-Peters is a genuine option that I've got to consider because he's free and he could tie me over for 2 years. Like this is how bad it's gotten. I've got to consider 2 years of Kyle Walker-Peters and hope that in the 2 years a good enough right back comes available. But David, this is my point. My best option to find a Trent style of right back was João Mario from Porto.
Wow!
Like I'm not exactly.
No.
I would rather Kyle Walker-Peters. I'd rather Kyle Walker-Peters than.
I think Matty Cash isn't he leaving Villa?
Slip back. You and your slick back hair brothers, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? The wet back hair. Come on.
Told you, you're going to get Pedro Porro. Told you this.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
I've said
Pedro Porro.
Agent. I'm not buying Pedro Porro. I watched him against Manchester City. I've already got a right back that can't defend Doku. Don't need another one.
Do you know if I was Liverpool, because of your pool, because of who you are, how about trying to sign Ben White?
No.
What?
They should go get Tino Livramento out of Newcastle. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, but they're not going to. But Newcastle are not going to let Isak go for that money and then sell anyone else, are they?
Yeah, fair.
The thing
but
is,
I think, me personally, I think that's one of the better right backs.
That's one of the best right backs. But the thing is, Conor Bradley is kind of that mold of right back in terms of a lot more athletic, up and down the line. What I think we need at right back to go alongside him is the guy who can do the other side of it, be a little bit more sit
Pedro
deeper.
Porro.
I'm not buying Pedro Porro because you missed the next part. actually able to defend against a winger.
Oh yeah,
So,
then
Porro's
it
out.
is,
I need a different option
The
right
viewers
back.
have also said, how about like Frimpong or Dumfries? Like, how would you feel about Frimpong or Dumfries? So quite a few people in the comments are mentioning those two.
Again, they're just like slightly better. Not slightly. Some of them are better than Bradley, but I need something different than Bradley. It's why left back wise, I don't think we're going to go for Kerkez, because I think Andy Robertson's going to stay and we'll go for Hato from Ajax, who's more of a centre back, left back type, can sit in the pocket and dictate the play. So
I got him on. I packed him the other day. I packed a really good one that's value. It's about like half $500,000 coin value. I went and checked. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about FIFA, right? Okay.
FIFA, yeah. Bagged him.
Got
I did.
retired from that game. That game's not worth it.
Why? It's expensive, isn't it? It's like everything.
No,
money.
it's not. No. The stress,
it's more stressful than
it's the
anything.
stress. When I used to play, I used. Oh, no.
Do you know what's really funny, right? Do you know what's really bad? I was such a bad dad, right? So I started doing the champion. I played for a while, then started doing the championship. So going up through the levels, and I'm only in like Division 6 or whatever the version is, right? And I'm getting better. And the games, I've noticed that the games are starting to get really even, where it's basically if me or my opponent makes a mistake, the other one wins, right? And I was playing away, and a Freya came up to me yesterday and just like gave me a cuddle on my arm, but grabbed my whole arm. I'm like, Freya, I can't shoot. And I missed the chance. And I gave her this look, and she's like, Daddy, I don't like it when you look at me like that. So I was playing a game. She's like, it's not real though, is it? I went, no, it is. I'm playing someone. Yeah, I felt bad afterwards. I was about to shoot. It was a great bit of play. It was a damn, played the ball into Isak. I was about to shoot, and she grabbed my arm and hugged it. Couldn't believe it. I lost 1-0.
When you get into Div 1 Elite Division, doing slide cancels and
my god, it's brutal.
Like, Terry, there's a level of FIFA where it's like it's so ridiculous what you've got to do to score a goal. It's not even worth it,
bro. Do you know what? Yeah, what I noticed about playing it, I was looking at all the different, and I realized I was doing all these friendlies, and I played against one guy that beat me 14-0, and I was like, but he was doing things that didn't make any sense to me. It was I couldn't.
Was you leaning forward in your chair? Was you like proper in the zone?
I was standing up, bruv. I was fucking fuming, but it was more. I was like, I wanted to talk to the person and be like, bro, how did you do that? It wasn't even like I wasn't angry as losing. I was almost in awe of how good. And I played this other guy the other day. Every shot from every angle went in. I went, how did you do that?
Terry's he's shot power in green timing, and it's
just wait till you've played the better ones who just Travella from anywhere. You'll see a right back. It's it from 30 yards outside the foot, top left corner.
Yeah. But when I see that, part of me does think, is it? Part of me thinks there's a bit of a flaw in the game. I almost feel like it should be designed where a right back takes a shot from 40 yards. In real life, that don't go in. So it's almost like they shouldn't be able to. But then I get it's a skill, and it's a skill and being able to use it. But yeah, FIFA's. How do we get onto that anyway? How do we get onto? Oh, I'm talking about Hato. That's how we got onto that. But yes, no, I did that. I've been doing the evolution, like evolving my cards. I enjoy doing that actually, and the tasks that come with it, whilst I'm playing against easier people. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, you guys, there's some interesting options for you guys in terms of what you're going to do in that space. But yeah, I would hate to see Isak go to Liverpool. I really, really would, because what I'm hoping for is that those three leave. FSG have a normal FSG summer, and you sign like 3 players for about 100 million combined total, and you guys do the whole we can't spend because it isn't good because of living wage and stuff like that. And I hope you do up all that PR and you regress, because if you actually, I know Salah leaving is massive, but I think someone like Isak does replace a lot. Not every. I don't think you're ever going to be able to completely replace him because of how brilliant he is. But Isak goes a fair way to doing that. Isak goes a fair. I think when I look at I think about great players at clubs. Who did Chelsea replace Hazard with?
Mount.
Oh my god, that's a great. I think it was it Pulisic? I want to say it was Pulisic.
Yeah, Pulisic came in.
The LeBron James of soccer.
The LeBron
Pulisic came in, and then you had Timo Werner who played off the left for a bit as well.
Yeah,
and then you had the weird part where Mount was the left
as well. Havertz came in.
And Havertz.
That was
so stellar replacement.
And we did win a Champions League out of it. So
yeah, but I think you always got. The reason I bring that up is that you didn't really replace Hazard with someone. You were again. these players are irreplaceable in terms of like for like. But I look at Man United when Ronaldo left and Tevez, and we replaced them with Michael Owen and Obertan and Valencia. You actually think about that now, looking back, horrendous. If you look at Arsenal,
the Gareth Bale one, Bale one is the worst one. With all eight of them stood next to each other.
Yeah, Gareth Bale. It's nowhere near. You think about when Thierry Henry left. I don't know off the top of my head but who did they replace him? I mean, it wasn't even somebody. They didn't replace Henry with somebody that was even.
Was it not like Theo Walcott?
It may have been. Let's go to the website. All Arsenal transfers. Let's go and have a little look here.
Harry Kane with Charlton.
Yeah, but someone says Van Persie, Adebayor. I want to say Van Persie was already there. But the point, and the Van Persie thing is a good point. But I'll explain. I want to go and check when he left and who came in. It's a long time ago now. When did he leave? Let me find when Henry left. I'm well too far ahead. He left. So he left in the summer of 2008. No, you brought in Eduardo. Is who you brought in? So it wasn't. Adebayor was already at. Adebayor was at the club already. I think Adebayor came in 18 months earlier. Van Persie was already at the football club. I think Van Persie was already there.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Van Persie has to have been there.
But they're young players, and the reason I bring this point up is you actually think about. Like, I know he got a really bad leg break, okay, and that didn't help. And I know you only sold Henry for 24 million euros, which is crazy now, but you were selling one of the very best players in the world, and you bought Eduardo. What should have been happening, and I don't remember off the top of my head. By the way, you also lost Juan Antonio Reyes that summer as well. And I just look at it and think, when you're losing one of the best strikers in the world, what you need to be replacing them with, especially at this point, Arsenal was still a team that could win Champions League. You were still in title races. This wasn't bad Arsenal. You got into a Champions League semi-final the following season where Man United beat you. But can you imagine if you'd have gone out and signed another one of the very best strikers in the world that year? There was a difference. And that's why I'm looking at Liverpool. And you can go through some Premier League examples where the best of the best attackers have left. Ronaldo, as we've mentioned, Henry, Hazard. The only club, and it took a year to do it, when Aguero was replaced, it was by Haaland, who, as a finisher, is better. Harry Kane left Spurs. Solanke's a good striker, but he's not on the same stratosphere as ability as Harry Kane. And I just think that for me is my hope. And you look at most of those teams, and United did go on to win a couple more league titles because we had Fergie, but most of those teams never got back to the peak of their powers since they lost their greatest player and didn't replace them. And that's why I'm really intrigued to see what Liverpool do this summer, because I think you have to be, whoever the replacement for Salah is if he leaves, it's got to be £100 million plus type player. You might get them cheaper, but it's got to be someone that we see in that category as, wow, that's a signing. Because I think anything less
it
than
end
that,
up being
and you're going to
Isak
struggle.
and Kudus. I genuinely think if Salah was to go, the club will go and get Isak and Kudus, and then end up with Kudus on the right, Isak up front, Gakpo on the left, type of front three, with like a couple of pieces in behind that, like Jota kept on front of the year or something. And then the way we play now, where it's all like Mohamed Salah centric, we'd probably try and almost invert that and go down Cody Gakpo's side. I don't think it would work as well, because obviously Mohamed Salah's the best player on the planet. But that's probably the way we'd go about replacing it. I'd rather, I wish and I hope, and I don't think it'll happen, as I said, but I wish that the football club will go and get Isak and partner him with Mohamed Salah for at least 2 years, because that front three of Gakpo, Isak, Salah, that would be the best front three in the league.
Well, that there goes different levels, doesn't it, David? If they go and get Isak but keep Salah, then they're retaining that Premier League, or at least they're the favourites for it.
They have to at that point. This is my thing. If you sign him for 150 mil, you've got no excuses. And not so that's a bad thing, but it's like you almost have to win everything. Because again, me personally, I think Mbappe to PSG is a flop of a signing. I think Neymar to PSG is a flop of a signing, because even though they performed really well for PSG, didn't set out the goal that was set for them. And if you sign Isak and you have Salah with him and you still keep Van Dijk and Alisson, the goal has to be winning numerous leagues, multiple Champions Leagues, or you've got to win 2 Prems in a Champions League while Salah's still performing over the next 2 years. In my opinion, because that's the only way that money's really worth it.
It would be a statement of intent, which you'd think would lead the football club on to trying to maximize this window of opportunity that we got. Would they do it? I have no idea. But if they're able to keep Salah, keep Van Dijk, and I'm not including Trent. I think Trent's already gone. But if they're able to keep Van Dijk and Salah and add Isak, and then start adding the right supporting pieces around in the defence and maybe one or two in the midfield, I think that's a squad that definitely should retain the Premier League, because I don't see, barring a Man City 400 million quid window, what other team catches up in that time.
I don't think there is a team that catches up or gets that much better over the summer. You know, you just said you think Trent's gone. I think this year's Champions League campaign could be a deciding factor in he stays. Because let's be honest, winning a league title, you're going to beat Newcastle in the cup now for me, because they're going to be aren't they, without Gordon, and didn't Isak pick up? Not yesterday.
Yeah, Gordon wanted to sit with the Scousers in the home end, so don't
he wants to sit with his family. But the likelihood is you're going to have minimum 2 trophies a season. If you go and knock out Madrid in the Champions League, and let's say you go on and win it, and you do this, whatever they're calling this, treble, if that doesn't make him think...
Three trophies, it's called.
Okay. 3, whatever. This, we'll call it, it's still a treble, though. It might not be the treble, it's a treble. If you go on and do that, what more has he got to think? I've just won my second league title. I could win a second Champions League. Like, don't get me wrong, Madrid, okay, they're the holy grail, aren't they? And his friend Jude Bellingham's there, but he's a local lad who's could win it all this season. Like, that's not the turning point.
But then that will be his reason for going. He'll say, I've done it all at the football club. I need to go somewhere else. I need to go and broaden my horizons type thing. That's the line of thing. That I think he made his decision to go when Klopp announced he was going. He deliberately wants to put himself in this situation, hence why he only signed a 4-year deal back in 2021 when everyone else was getting 5-year deals, including Jordan Henderson. So he clearly wants to put himself in this situation. So in 2025, at 26 years of age, he'd be in complete control of where his career goes. And I think that decision's been made for a while now. And I just don't like the way that we've got complete radio silence from it. And it's almost, it hasn't managed to, but at times it did mask over what's been an incredible season, the whole drama between Madrid and Trent, and now it's carried over to us. So if he wants to go and be with his husband, Jude Bellingham, he can go. It is what it is. At the end of the day,
salty, mate. So salty.
Yeah, massively.
Salty.
He's dead to me if he goes as well. Legacy's gone. He's with McManaman and Owen and them lot. But if he's going, he's going. I think he's made that decision already, though. And we got Conor Bradley anyway, so just give him new hamstrings and we're motion.
Yeah, look, I think... sorry, I was reading the comment that come in there. I get why you're angry towards him. I do. Look, it's going to be an interesting one.